First of all, congratulations, nomination in the Manager of the Month. What does that mean for you to get the nomination? You haven't won it yet, but a nomination at least.
It doesn't mean anything to me. I think it's recognition for what the team have been doing. I say it all the time because I believe in it. It's not about me. It's not about any individual. It's always about whatever the 11 is on the pitch, or if it's 10, if you're down to 10 men, they're the most important people. So it is a reflection of and recognition for the performances last month.
Your opposite number in Saturday's game is also on that list. I mean, how's he doing? Because he's sort of come and he's now just been made full time. They had a good buzz when he was sort of first brought in. A bit of a dip now. How do you see the managerial sort of the two of you going together this weekend?
I think it's just again between two teams. He obviously they won 4 in the spin and then got a really good point down at Plymouth, and they've fallen the wrong side by the odd goal in the last couple. So, but it's not easy to win back to back in this league, particularly in the position they were. So to win 4 in the spin, he definitely had an improvement since Mark's taken over.
And is that one of those things that there is an immediate improvement, and then perhaps normality comes back in again? You've talked in the past about new managers coming in, the clubs get a sudden boost.
Yeah, apart from me. No, I think it is difficult. There has been an improvement. It's not always guaranteed. I don't think he's done anything too revolutionary as regards to the change of the shape and the players. They've still got some decent players, so he's just managed to get a tune out of them. So we need to make sure. I think they've only played 5 of the top 10 at home and won 4 of them. So it goes to show that there is pedigree within that.
Talking about tough things, I mean, what are conditions like? You spoke about sort of it was quite tiring last weekend, and I guess that training and the pitches at the moment with the weather and how heavy they are. How are the players finding it, and how is that perhaps changing your training?
It's just difficult to get a lot of tactical work done because it's difficult to find areas close to a full-size pitch. So you want to do pitch geography and dimensions of what you want to do, and the pitches are getting heavier. We have played in a storm every weekend. It seems forever. But it is what it is. It's League Two, I'm sure. For what we've got out there, it's very good. I know lots of clubs at this level that struggle to train on grass at all since the turn of the year. So I think we've missed 2 days off the grass to go on the Astro. So we're all right. You just adapt. That's what it is.
When you actually look at what the game against Cambridge will be like, I mean, Mark, the manager, he was talking about how they were struggling with the width and everything else in their last game. I mean, what kind of a tactic can you go with what they've said from their last game? How much do you try and weave that into what your strategy is going to be?
Well, we have an idea of how they play or what they've done. Obviously, we know the players, but it's about us. We say it all the time. You have to be aware of their strengths and weaknesses, but we believe that when we do what we do well, we win more than we don't. But if we don't turn up, they've got enough quality to hurt us, which is, like you said, they've fallen the wrong side by the odd goal. We've managed to win the right side by the odd goal. The margins are so small at this level.
And when you look at the run that you've had, 5 wins, just the draw last week, how quickly does the pressure build up to go and keep another run going when we've got 10 matches still to go?
There's pressure. It's a good pressure to have. This time last year there was pressure to try and stay in the league. Now there's pressure to try and get out the league. So we've given ourselves an opportunity. So you don't come this far now and think, oh, we're just down tools now. It's good that there is something to play for. The players do have a carrot, and it's up to the players to deliver performances.
Can they ever get ahead of themselves? Is that where you have to step in and say, from a mind perspective, don't get ahead of yourselves and think that because of where we are on the table, it is a dead cert?
It's definitely not a dead cert. We do try and keep them pretty levelled. We don't, like I said, we won 5 on the spin, but there was no coming off it thinking, well, we've made it. We're all of a sudden, because the players have been around a long time, a lot of them, and they know that these opportunities don't come around very often. So don't wonder and gaze into the future thinking, oh, I wonder if we do all this, because the next game, you've lost the next game. So it's always about, we actually break it down into halves now. So can you win a half? Half time, reflect, see where we're at, put the music on as always, and reset for another half of football. And the players, I think, understand that, and that they have bought into that, and hopefully they can maintain it.
Out of your squad at the moment, who are the ones who are really sort of champing at the bit? They're really not wanting necessarily to impress you, but actually they're the ones who are really keen. They're wanting to grind out a result week in, week out.
I think there's the group as a whole has been like that. We've had people that aren't in the team training flat out. So the lads, they do get time off. You know, they did get a day at the races, but they're in the next day working. So when they're in, they work hard, and the group as a whole, you know, we've had no sappers, no mood hoovers who it's all about me. Why am I not in the team? And I want to do this, and that's what kills an environment, and we don't have that at the minute. Results help that, but they all understand. I can't remember the last time we named the same team back to back, whether it's through injuries, suspensions, form. So they all know that at any moment you need to be able to step in. And the one that I've used a lot recently is probably Boiler, because he was frustrated. He could have sulked, but he didn't. But when he got his opportunity, he was ready. And I think they understand that you need to be ready, because if you do get called upon and you let yourself, you've let your mates down as well, and they don't want to be that person that lets them down.
Good luck on Saturday. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Michael, if you do have a sapper, which you haven't got at the moment, but you might have done at a stage last season, how do you deal with that to make sure you haven't got any?
Well, you try and educate them first and foremost. Footballers are like everybody. Everyone wants to play. We've got 26 players currently, and only 11 will play on Saturday. So it's getting them to try and understand about the bigger picture. So if the team wins, everyone wins, because if the team wins enough games between now and the end of the season, we'll get promoted. Well, it doesn't look bad on your CV, even if you get let go from a club that's been promoted, because people go, well, they weren't bad. So I'm not surprised you couldn't get in that team every week, because they weren't bad. Now, but if you go the other way, and you're that sort of person, I don't think we have any now, and you can't win a game, and like, well, they couldn't win a game, and you couldn't get in the team. So players always think about the here and now and about themselves, because you do. But if you can get that togetherness, which they've got, and that understanding that they're all going to need each other to achieve anything. So that's what you try and do. And if that doesn't work, then you've got to get rid of them.
How was Tuesday?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good day. The lads all got together, some interesting outfits, but I'm not really a fashion police, but there were some terrible outfits. It was a good day. It was the lads got together. We were with the chairman, staff were with the chairman, so we had our own little group as well. I think, well, we won a little bit of money, so it wasn't too bad. Lost a little bit yesterday, but like I said, the lads were all in yesterday. Did a proper training session, so it was no big deal.
You said that if you play for Cheltenham, you should really get a chance to go and watch the races. Do you think you can use it as part of selling the club, like the training ground, so you can go to the races?
I'm not sure that's going to convince many players that a day at the racing, they're more interested in how much money you're prepared to pay them. But I think it is. I do think it's important. I do think there is a work time and a play time. When you're in, you're working, and the players know that as well. But they do get downtime. They do get days off. So they got Monday off because we knew we'd be in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, and I think it's a respect. There's a two-way street of they understand when they are in, they're working, but in return, they know that they will get their days off.
And you broke up the routine slightly as well by training at the ground on Tuesday, so you didn't have to worry about finding somewhere playable, because it's still in great condition, isn't it, the pitch?
Yeah, so Tuesday was a good day. It was a good session, because we managed to get some full-size pitch work in, because the pitch has been magnificent. Matt's done a great job. We appreciate it, because we like to try and play. We've gone to some other grounds now, and the pitches have gone, so we're very fortunate. And I think the staff probably more so, that a few years ago, when I was playing, it was always one of the best pitches, and I know when Gloucester were playing, it turned into a bit of a sandpit, which isn't conducive for, because you want to entertain people. You can't win every week, but you want them to see some sort of football trying to be played. But if the pitch isn't conducive to it, like Flinney at Newport's said it at the minute, he said there's no point trying to play football on the pitch, because it's impossible. So we're lucky that we can at least try to. Whether we do or not, it never matter.
Just spoke to Mickey Moore. He still went to a game Tuesday. I think he went to watch Burton, didn't he? Did you give yourself the night off?
Yeah, no, I did that last year. I went to the racing on the Tuesday, and then I went to Northampton Forest Green. I think it was 1-0, and I'd left by the time the goal. So I thought, I'm not making that mistake again. So I'll give myself a night off.
You're going to have to cope with two big players for the next few weeks, Ben Tozer and Luke Varney, for at least a few weeks. And when you've had some big players out this season, you've always handled it quite well. But Ben Tozer, captain, influential. Are you confident that you've got players that, you've always talked about the squad, but they are two big players, aren't they, to be missing?
Yeah, they are, but we kept a clean sheet last week without Toz. And we've dealt with Reg for a big chunk of the season now. So like I just said there, it's about players coming in and being ready and taking the shirt. So we weren't great on Saturday, but we got a good point against a good team. So we know we'll probably need to improve on that Saturday.
Jonte's away. He's been away in Bermuda this week. Are you expecting him back, ready for Saturday? Is he due back?
Yeah, he's due back, but obviously everything's up in the air with this coronavirus thing, so you don't even know whether he'll be back in the country or anything yet. So we're expecting him back. I think he's back tomorrow. I think he's due back, so hopefully he'll be back with us and in and around it.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask you what Jurgen Klopp's basically asked and what the country should do about coronavirus, but have you had to do anything differently as a club with regard to what's going on, or anything different?
No, we've done nothing different. Obviously, you're just waiting for. Well, everyone's waiting for bad news. I think that's the thing. You're just waiting the contingency things put in place. But ultimately, I'm a football manager, so I'll look after the players, I'll train the players, and I'll get anything else. I'll do as I'm told.
But just finally, Michael, you broke it up into 7-game chunks. I imagine from this 7-game chunk, which is, I think you've got 3 left, that you must be either close to or already beating your points target. So what do you do then? Do you set them a new target, or do you just get as many points as you can before we go on to the next?
Yeah, that's the last 7 we were actually short of what we needed, so we were actually playing catch up, not by many. So the next one we're ahead of the game, the curve. So yeah, there's no well, we're where we should be with 3 games to go in this block of games. So we'll just leave it now. We'll start again when the next 7 start. The players know where they are. They understand they've given themselves a great opportunity. So you've got to keep fighting tooth and nail for every point.
Cheers, Michael.
Just touching on a few of the points that these guys have said about the coronavirus. It's been reported today that Premier League games can be played behind closed doors. If this was to go across all leagues in England, do you reckon that could hold your momentum for your promotion push, or do you reckon it wouldn't have an effect?
It's going to be the same for everyone. I've no idea. I'm not going to profess to be particularly bright and know. If we have to play behind closed doors, I'm sure there'll be some strange, funny results, because it is a weird. I didn't watch the game last night at PSG, but you heard little snippets of it, and it's a strange atmosphere. But the players train every day, and there's not many people watching them every day, so they should be able to get used to it. It might be different for motivational things, but we should have our own motivation now, because you just look at the league table. So they shouldn't need any more motivation. It's just hopefully it won't come to it, but if it does, if that's what's getting told that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing.
And obviously, as a former player, no doubt you've played in empty stadiums like through Resi games or whatever, and then obviously you've played in packed houses. Is there that much of a difference as a player?
Yeah, it does. It does affect it. I think the strangest one I played for Northern Ireland against Uruguay in Giant Stadium. So I think it holds about 90,000 people at MetLife, and I think there was about 3,500 there. So it was strange, but ultimately it is just a game of football. So the motivation, if it has to come from within, because you can't get motivated by the crowd or feed off the energy that the crowd are giving you, then you have to do it yourself.
And about the races, obviously you are going for promotion, whatever. Do you think going to events like that, obviously it's got a positive effect of playtime, work time, sort of thing, but do you think it can have that negative effect of just taking that eye off the ball for some of the players?
No,
not at all.
What if I thought that I wouldn't let them go? If we get beat Saturday, people will go because you went to the races. It's got nothing to do with that at all. The players are trained just as hard, so it's about us delivering a performance. So no, if I thought it would have any negative effect on the group, it's that hopefully it goes the other way. It's brought them together. They've had a day together. They've enjoyed themselves, and that's why we sent them.